Can you define the term bonus life? Can you? Maybe if you had a second chance. Maybe if somebody gave you a second chance. Maybe if you survived something that everybody thought you would. Maybe if you accomplished something that everybody said you couldn't. It's a lot to think about, just from a word, bonus. When we think of bonus, we think of just extra. That's how I feel. And today I stand here feeling, but more importantly, knowing that I am living a bonus life. What does that mean to me? It means I had a chance to do over. But it wasn't that my life was bad, and it wasn't that I was doing the wrong things. It was that I had to acknowledge gifts, talents, favor, opportunities. I had to acknowledge everything that I had accomplished for so many years of my life. That it wasn't just to do something. It wasn't just to impress anyone. It wasn't even about approval. And it certainly wasn't about money. It was about acknowledging that I had a purpose. Now, that word gets thrown around a lot, and many people look at their purpose in such a way that is so far away that they never get to reach it. Or they go into a spiritual journey, and that spiritual journey leads them to some understanding in their life, but does it really lead to purpose, that spiritual journey? For me, it was about building that relationship with God that I thought I had. I believed since I was a child that I could do all things through Christ was a term that I would use every time that I was challenged with something. But now it became something real. So today, as I celebrate a life, a bonus life, 16 years cancer-free, July 11th, 2023. For me, I want to take you on a little bit of a journey that I hope it really just reminds you about all the things you should be celebrating in spite of challenges and trials that we go through in life. Because you have to look at the people that don't have what you have. And that's where I want to share this special message on this special day. On August 13th, 2004, Friday, August 13th, I was diagnosed with terminal cancer. It doesn't matter what type of cancer you have. But what I was told was that I was actually truly terminal. That there's no cure for what I have, yet I was healthy as anyone else can be. I barely went to the doctor. But that was just a calling. And all of us are called at some point for something bigger, something more. Something that when you think you're so good at something, God has a purpose for that. And that's why I wanted to share a little bit about that today. Because I feel we get lost in our talents and our gifts. And we do all these things that everybody tells us we're so good at. Sometimes we're so distracted by what everyone else tells us that we forget that your dreams are meant to be lived and that your purpose is attached to your dreams. So fast forward to 2006, after I survived that surgery, I come back and I'm thinking everything is fine, but yet I have these visions, and God and behold, I ended up in the hospital after doing a fashion show the first week of August. They gave me 3 days to live. A lot of people say, what if you had 1 week to live? What would you do? Well, if you don't have your health, there's not a lot you can do. So that's a term that is really up to debate. Because when you don't have your health, there's nothing you can. But the sad thing is, a lot of us do have our health, and we're not using our time wisely, or we're not maximizing our lives. we're not ambitious enough. Well, maybe we just don't dream enough. But more importantly, some of us aren't even living. I'm not here to tell you the whole story, but just wanted to give you a little bit of the feeling of what it is to be told there's nothing we can do. There's no hope. We don't have a cure. And a lot of us hopefully never have to go through any of that. And I pray that you never have to face that. But after 2 years of having that calling just on my mind and on my heart and on my spirit, and then I get diagnosed a second time, there was a vision that it was this picture. And I didn't know when that was going to happen, but it did. After that 3-day sentence, 3 weeks later, after 1 round of chemo, I took that picture. August 25th, 2006. I can't even describe sometimes the pain that I was suffering. I can't even describe sometimes the feeling of hopelessness sometimes that I got because of watching everyone around me telling me or just sharing with me that there's no hope. It's almost like they're just there because they feel these are my last days. But after 98 chemotherapies, fast forward through the surgery, you can look up my story. But on July 11th, 2007, 7/11, 7 days before my birthday, I go to the doctor and I sit in a room after a PET scan, and those hours felt like weeks just to get the news. David, you are cancer free. So don't mind me if I celebrate a little bit more. Don't mind me if I share more of my story. Please, I hope I'm not offending you by sharing my faith. But understand that when you're given another chance, you think differently, you act differently, and you certainly want to celebrate. The word celebrate for me has such a deep meaning because we celebrate birthdays, anniversaries, we celebrate moments and memories with our families and our friends, and even we celebrate wins. We celebrate achievements. So how do you think I felt? Think about something that you've celebrated. But what if it's your life that you're celebrating? And that every day means so much more. Every day is a celebration because every day I'm not looking like this. Every day I remember how much I've come through. Every day I remember the sacrifice and the suffering that I went through to get there. So when you see me, you'll see me smiling, and you'll see me saying to you, hey, I want to hear your story. Hey, I want to be a blessing. It's because I know firsthand what it is to go through a death sentence, multiple. I know firsthand what it is to say yes when everybody says no. I know firsthand what it is to get up when you can't. And that's part of my story. But now, celebrating 16 years, this year I want to celebrate a lot of the people that have been in my life. A lot of the people that have supported me through it. Not just my dad who passed away, my mother who's always supportive, who believed 100% that God had a calling for my life. And that when I survived, that I would tell my story. But so many people that I've met in my journey that were not there during cancer or before my cancer diagnosis, that I have met hundreds of people that I've coached, thousands of people that I've shared my story, millions of people that I share my story with, and I got to hear their stories. And what a privilege it is to listen to their story. And I don't take that for granted, and I'm so grateful that you're in my life. And I'm so grateful that you trusted me with your pain and your suffering. But understand that after that comes the blessing. After the challenge and after the trials, there's the lessons. And it is that I share every day, because it's through that I found my purpose. So when you hear me say, your story reveals your purpose, it does. The hard part is to face it. I hope that everything I do is to be a blessing, but more importantly, to remind you to celebrate your life, because you can. It's not a fool's errand to say, I'm grateful to be alive. I'm blessed and highly favored. I have one more day to live. It sounds crazy to people until you face it. But for me, every day is a celebration. Every day I'm looking for purpose. Every day I'm looking to be a blessing to somebody. So, celebration of life, it's not a death. I know a lot of people think of it as when people die, we celebrate their life. But I was able to celebrate it through the people that came to me after I survived. I felt like I did go to a funeral and get to hear all the amazing things that these people thought of me because of what I had done for them in the past. And it showed me that I still had so much more to do. So please forgive me if I'm too emotional sometimes, or please forgive me if I'm too excited about life and about what I get to do every day. It doesn't look like what everybody else thinks I should do, but that's okay. It's not yours. It's not your life to live, and it's not your dreams that I'm dreaming. See, none of my dreams are normal. I dreamt as a kid that I was going to inspire millions. I never thought it would be through cancer. But today, I am so excited about the next season of my life. I believe this is a breakthrough year. And I pray that for you it is a breakthrough year. I prayed about what kind of message I wanted to give. And as I'm working on my story, I'm working on my documentary, I'm working on a film, I'm working on all these other projects, I still have to remember that I'm still here. And if I'm here, while a lot of people have passed on through cancer or other illnesses, I have to value my life. And I have to celebrate it in order to continue to do the work that I do, because it's not easy. When you walk a journey like this, it's full of a lot of different curves and ditches and mountains and everything around it that distracts you from what you're supposed to do. I just wanted to let you know that it's okay to celebrate your life, that it's okay to celebrate moments in your life, and remind yourself of what you've accomplished and done already in life. But I'm not done yet, and neither are you. All I can say is find hope, have faith, and live with purpose. And that message always is my ending for everything. But understand that if you're alive, you're meant to be a miracle in someone's life. You are. You're meant to serve someone's vision sometimes, and God will serve yours always. Anyway, thank you for putting up with me in this message. But I just wanted to share something from somebody that you might have met me. You might have met me at a gym as a manager. You might have met me as a client, as a trainer. You might have met me at a TV show. You might have met me on fitness shows. You might have met me at a fashion show. You might have met me at a business conference, or you might have met me at a women's event. But understand that I'm not defined by any of those titles. I am defined by my calling, that I am a survivor. And because of that, I get to do what I do every day, which is to help other people share their story. And if I ever come across you, that's always going to be my sentence. Hi, my name is David Octavio Gandell. I'm a 2-time cancer survivor, and I would love to hear your story and pray about how I can be a blessing in your life. One more year, one more month, one more day. It's always a celebration if you're still here. God bless you, and good night.